All right, good morning to you, Grenada, Carrier, Coupé, Martinique, the rest of the Eastern Caribbean, the rest of the world. Welcome to Good Morning Grenada for today, Tuesday. It is the 22nd day of April 2025. Yeah, it's Tuesday, it's not Monday, right? Nice. You think you're going through, right? Well, you're not alone. There's always that unwelcome guest. Whether you welcome him or not, he's always there. You just gotta reach out. You understand what I'm saying? Reach out to him. It's 27 minutes on to 7 o'clock. Good Tuesday morning to you. Hope you had a great weekend. If you stumble and fall, hope you noted the significance of the weekend. Stand up, stand. And I don't know if it's divine, but to all the Catholics, the Roman Catholics, deepest condolences on the passing of Pope Francis. Good morning, Yulin Alexander, Jillian McIntyre, Monica Meros Williams, Catherine Phillip, Natalia Ross. Nice. Before we go on to the actual word of the day, I want to take this from my good friend. Mama say, you're not alone. And he says this is for Thankful Tuesday. Thankful Tuesday. Dear God, thank you for this new day, for your mercy and grace, for all the blessings in my life, for providing my every need, for being patient with me, for taking care of me and my loved ones, for your love. Thank you for everything. Good morning. Reverend, good morning to you. Also, he says, in God have I put my trust. I will not be afraid what man can do unto me. And that's coming from Psalm 56, verse 11. Oh yeah, my weekend, Sylvina, my weekend was just rest, and more rest, man. All right, it's time to say good morning to Arnold Grant, Kathy and Adam. Sissy, how you doing? How is Kenneth and Zuri and Solange? Give them my love as always. Michelle Daniel, Rico Andrew, destined to win overcomer. She says, blessed morning. Have a wonderful and productive day today. You're not alone. Let's head into the word of the day. And even while I'm doing that, I want to remind you that you're not alone in this. Mama say, the battle is not yours, man. You just let go and let God. Yeah, because he is worthy to be praised. Holy Spirit, take my soul. As we head into the word of the day, that word today is whimsical. Whimsical. Holy Spirit. WHIMSICAL. Whimsical. It means playful, fanciful, or unpredictable. Do you know someone that's very whimsical? Playful, fanciful, or unpredictable. Here's how we can use that word in a sentence. The artist's whimsical style brought joy to her paintings. Yeah. 23 minutes on to 7 o'clock. Spirit, take me to a higher place. A good day to have a good day. Good morning, Petlin. And the folks in Munich, good morning, good morning. I want to say condolences to my, the family of my partner that, got, fatally bounced, run over, what do you want to call it? Understand that one of the culprit has been found. He's been charged. Will make his first court appearance sometime this week. guy, he's such a quiet man. Mildred Smith, good morning to you and Shem and Zamora and Judy and the family. Hope you all are doing. What's the weather like up there now? Mary E. Banks, good morning to you. Debbie, my brother, good morning to you and the family. Miss G, the folks in Cafe. Crowshoe, good morning. Pomrose, Mount Agnes. Guide my steps away from temptation. Apre Toot. Eggies and Peck and Cruz. Yeah, Cruz beat up them fellas over the weekend, boy. Lucky I wasn't around. Walland Aquat, good morning. The motivational tip of the day. Nadisha, this is your segment. Believe in yourself. Have faith in your abilities. Without a humble but reasonable confidence in your own powers, you cannot be successful or happy. Believe in you. Yeah, believe in you. If you don't believe in you, trust me, nobody will. Believe in yourself. Have faith in your abilities. Without a humble but reasonable confidence in your own powers, you cannot be successful or happy. Let the heavens and earth praise his name. Hallelujah. Margaret and Gibbs, good morning. How you doing, my girl? All is well? Down in the valley to the mountain. Nice. Let us sing. Good. Sing. Early in the U.S., good morning to you. Hope all is well. Good morning to the folks inside of Mount Fan. Good morning. Please extend birthday greetings to my two children, Lakita and Levi Benjamin. Their birthday today. Greetings coming from their mom, Louise, sister Hannah, Jonella Benjamin from Fontenoy. Thank you. Well, happy birthday, Lakita and Levi. Hope you all doing fine. Clive Mitchell, good morning from Spain. Wow. Okay. How was Spain doing this morning? Congratulations to all the Carifta athletes. They did an awesome job. Yeah. There's a big celebration planned for them this morning on their return. I mean, Grenada is just Grenada, I still choose you. No matter what, I choose Grenada again and again and again. Yeah. Erlyn, how are you doing? Hope all is well. Those of you out there in the diaspora, good morning. Randy Vic Mitchell in New York. I hope you're still in New York. Good morning to the folks on the Sister Isles of Carrier, Coupidi, Martinique. Good morning, Miss Worley. And the folks inside of Woburn. How are you doing? Hope all you're doing fine. Hope everything is all right. Montrich and Mount Ruel, good morning. Holy Spirit, take my soul. Andy Purcell Lake, good morning. Holy Spirit, fill my soul. The David family, Old Chester Bandy David. And your brother in Nawasa. How you doing, Papi? Hope you're driving safely coming down, right? Let's quickly see what's buzzing this morning. What's buzzing this morning? Let's see. A 29-year-old charged with non-capital murder after a weekend accident. In the region, Trinidad and Tobago, political tensions rise as Petal and Roberts fires back at former Prime Minister Keith Rowley. Internationally, Pope Francis died of stroke and heart failure, so said the Vatican. And in sports, Grenada's 2025 Carifta team to get a grand welcome this morning. Let your Holy Ghost fill my soul. Oh my goodness, yeah. Well, congratulations. Kudos to our Carifta team, the coaches, the managers, the therapists, everybody that, chipped in and make the team the success that it was. I I believe from the very core of my heart that we've got some Olympic athletes coming up. Trust me on that. Believe that. My God is, my God is, my God is, my God is, my God is. Joan Brathwaite Batson says, good morning, Mr. Joseph. Dedicated listeners and viewers, happy Monday. It's not Monday, sweetheart. It's Tuesday. I know that would catch a lot of people, right? Yeah. Pedmota, good morning. Mardi Gras. The folks at A&R Eatery and Bar, good morning. Barrett, good morning. Bellplain, Zobi, how are you doing? Zobi, you need to touch base, right? You on island or you off island? You need to touch base, right? Folks, the AM edition of News, Sports and the Weather comes up right after these. Don't you go anywhere.
Looking to shop online from your favorite stores like Amazon and Shein? With GPC Global, it's never been easier. Get your very own US address and shop from around the world. With GPC Global, you can order the latest trends and must-have items, all delivered straight to Grenada to your closest post office for your pickup. We offer the cheapest rates, and our service is reliable and quick. No more waiting for weeks for your packages. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. Join the Grenada Postal family today and start shopping smarter. Visit us online at www.grenadapostal.com or call us on 437-POST. That's 437-7678. GPC Global, your gateway to the world.
ACB Speed Start, Manage, Expand. Don't call me small. I'm dreaming big. I'm gonna have it all. ACB Speed Start, Manage, Expand. Taking on all my competition. Got the whole bank's attention. ACB, best financial solution. My business has a good reputation. Ready for success? Call us at 444-4919 or visit us at acbonline.com to learn more. Start, manage, expand your business today.
Get ready, Grenada. The Maggie King of the Grill is back and bigger than ever. On Saturday, June 7th, Monroe's Plain Field transforms into the ultimate battleground for grill masters. Think you got what it takes? Then fire up those grills and show your skills. Registration closes Friday, April the 11th, so don't miss your chance to compete for that sizzling prize and bragging rights. It's food, fun, and flavor, all powered by Maggie. To register, call 407-8458. Maggie King of the Grill, where flavor rules. See you there.
This is the GBN Morning News for today, Tuesday, April 22nd, 2025. Coming up in the news, 29-year-old charged with non-capital murder after a weekend accident. In the region, Trinidad and Tobago's political tension rises as Petal Ann Roberts fires back at former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley. Internationally, Pope Francis died of stroke and heart failure, says the Vatican. And in sports, Grenada's 2025 Carifta team to receive grand welcome this morning. We've got the details to these and more after these messages.
Served Grenada for decades. We are the #1 and largest electrical supplier.
Hi, welcome to Sunny Electrical. How may I help?
We offer electrical wire accessories, tools, and appliances for all residential, commercial, and industrial applications, which is what we are known for. And we expanded our products with new innovative ways to modernize your home. New homeowners will be captivated in our lighting showrooms.
Some more pendant lights here. These are very multifunctional because they can work for kitchens, living rooms, bedrooms.
We have a wide selection of lighting, ranging from indoor to outdoor and solar. We are also available for site visit services to assist you with selecting the perfect light for your forever home. We are located at Dusty Highway in Grenada, St. George. Sudden Electrical. Best value, expert advice, quality products. We hope to see you soon.
Good morning. With the details, I am Gordon Joseph. Kish Duncan, a 29-year-old mason of Harford Village in St. Andrew, has been formally charged with non-capital murder in connection with the death of 56-year-old Lennox Bain of Mount Carmel in St. Andrew. The charge stems from a suspected hit-and-run accident that occurred on Friday, April 18th, 2025 in Marquis, St. Andrew. According to police reports, officers responded to the scene and discovered Mr. Bain's motionless body lying on the roadway with visible injuries on various parts of his body. He was transported to the Princess Alice Hospital, where he was examined by a medical doctor and later pronounced dead. A post-mortem examination will be conducted to determine the exact cause of death. Duncan is expected to make his first court appearance later this week. Meanwhile, the Royal Grenada Police Force has reported a total of 14 traffic accidents across the Tri-Island state during the Easter weekend, spanning from 12 a.m. on Friday, April 18th to 12 a.m. on Saturday, April 19th, 2025. According to police, 13 of the incidents were classified as minor, while one serious accident resulted in a fatality. As Carriacou celebrated its annual Maroon Festival over the Easter weekend, the Royal Grenada Police Force has launched an investigation into a suspected homicide on the Sister Isle. The body of Bobby Warwick, a man believed to be in his early 30s, was discovered near Creighton Beach around midday on Easter Monday. According to reports, a resident who had gone for a sea bath near the site of the former lime factory made the grim discovery. While the exact nature of Warwick's injuries has not been officially disclosed, sources indicated that he sustained serious wounds. Warwick, the son of renowned Grenadian composer and entertainer Sweet Stells, currently residing in New York, was recently featured in a GBN newscast after his 26-foot fiberglass boat was destroyed by fire. That incident, suspected to be arson, remains under investigation by the RGPF. Unconfirmed reports state that one person is currently in custody in connection with Warwick's death. However, no formal charges have been laid at this time. That concludes the local segment of news. Stay with us. The regional and international developments, along with the sports and the weather, they're straight ahead. In the region, Trinidad and Tobago, political tensions are rising as Secretary of Finance in the Tobago House of Assembly, Petal and Roberts, fired back at former Prime Minister and PNM political leader Dr. Keith Rowley. Roberts is strongly denying what she calls blatant, desperate lies made by Dr. Rowley during a recent political rally in Goodwood, Tobago. At that event, Rowley claimed that a bill for 2 Toyota Prados was among the first submitted by the THA to the central government as part of oil spill cleanup costs. Roberts clarified that the THA requested $300 million in total, with $153.5 million earmarked for oil spill response through September, and another $46.5 million to cover overdraft interest caused by late remittances from the central government. She also pointed out that despite the severe environmental and economic impact of the spill, the central government only disbursed $50 million to cover expenses for February and March, leaving Tobago to foot the bill from April to June. Calling the Prado claim a fabrication, Roberts challenged Dr. Rowley to present evidence to support his accusations. The exchange comes amid growing concerns over accountability and transparency in national oil spill recovery efforts. Still in the region, in a bold diplomatic move, Salvadoran President Nayib Bukele is proposing a prisoner swap with Venezuela. In a message posted on social media platform X, Bukele offered to release 252 Venezuelans deported from the U.S. and currently imprisoned in El Salvador in exchange for the release of what he described as 252 political prisoners held by the Maduro government. Bukele's list includes family members of Venezuelan opposition leaders, journalists, activists, and even foreign nationals detained during Venezuela's recent election crackdown. He called their imprisonment politically motivated and urged Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro to consider a humanitarian agreement. The only reason they are imprisoned is for having opposed you and your electoral fraud, Bukele wrote. Among those named is the mother of opposition leader Maria Corina Machado and several political asylum seekers currently in the Argentine embassy in Caracas. The Venezuelan government has yet to respond to that proposal. The move comes amid growing international criticism of El Salvador's treatment of deportees, many of whom, both Salvadorans and Venezuelans, are being held at the country's high-security terrorism confinement center. Rights groups have raised alarms, citing a lack of due process and insufficient evidence linking many to criminal activity. El Salvador's Archbishop has also spoken out, warning President Bukele not to turn the country into what he called a big international prison. Despite the controversy, Bukele insists those detained were connected to transnational gangs like Venezuela's Tren de Aragua operating within the United States. Looking further afield, the world is mourning the loss of Pope Francis, the first Latin American leader of the Roman Catholic Church, who died at the age of 88. The Vatican confirmed that the pontiff passed away at 7:35 a.m. local time on Monday following a stroke and subsequent irreversible heart failure. He had recently been discharged from hospital after weeks of treatment for an infection. Calm and has descended on St. Peter's Square, where hundreds have gathered in silent prayer, paying tribute to the man known affectionately across Latin America as Papa Francisco. Pope Francis was widely admired for his humility, compassion, and unwavering support for the poor and marginalized. His death has sparked an outpouring of grief from Catholics across the globe, from South Sudan to Argentina, Poland to the Philippines. In his homeland of Argentina, President Javier Milei has declared 7 days of mourning, despite the ideological differences he once shared with the Pope. Pope Francis also left a legacy in global diplomacy. He played a key role in mending relations between the United States and Cuba back in 2014, a move that was praised by both sides. Funeral arrangements are expected to be announced by the Vatican in the coming days. In latest news, it is understood that the Pope's funeral will be held on Saturday. Tensions between President Donald Trump and the U.S. Central Bank have once again rocked financial markets. U.S. stocks and dollar plunged Monday after President Trump launched a scathing attack on Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell, calling him a major loser for not lowering interest rates. In a fiery social media post, Trump demanded that Powell cut rates preemptively to avoid a potential economic slowdown. He accused the Fed of being too slow to respond to shifting economic conditions and warned of a downturn unless action is taken immediately. The president's comments come amid rising fears of a recession, fueled in part by his own tariff plans, which have already triggered significant market volatility. On Monday, the S&P 500 fell by 2.4%, while the Dow Jones Industrial Average dropped 2.5%. The Nasdaq also slid for more than 2.5%. All three indexes have seen double-digit losses since the start of the year. Even traditionally safe assets like the dollar and U.S. government bonds felt the heat. The dollar index dropped to its lowest level since 2022, while interest rates on treasuries rose as nervous investors sought better returns. Trump's clashes with Powell weren't new. He's previously called for his removal, a move many legal experts say would challenge the long-standing independence of the Federal Reserve. Powell, for his part, has said he doesn't believe the president has the authority to fire him, but one of Trump's top advisors confirmed the idea is being explored. Markets now wait to see what, if any, response the Fed may have as the standoff adds to growing economic uncertainty. That's the regional and international news. Stay with us. The sporting highlights are straight ahead. Good morning, sporting fans. Hooray, hooray, hooray to Team Grenada, as we hear that the Ministry of Youth and Sports is rolling out the red carpet this morning for Grenada's young sporting stars. An official homecoming ceremony is set to take place at 8 a.m. at the Maurice Bishop International Airport to celebrate Team Grenada's impressive performance at the 2025 Carifta Games. The national team is returning home with a total of 10 medals, 1 gold, 5 silver, and 4 bronze, following a strong showing in the regional athletics event. The delegation included 37 athletes, 5 under 17 females, 10 under 17 males, 7 under 20 females, and 15 under 20 males. The ministry has extended heartfelt congratulations to the athletes, their coaches, and support staff, describing their performance as a proud moment for the nation. Stay tuned for the updates in our 7 p.m. newscast. Meanwhile, in a move to strengthen the financial foundation of local football clubs, the Grenada Football Association has hosted a key financial governance workshop over the weekend. This session was led by Dagiorta Carrera Lanfranchi, FIFA's financial governance manager, and focused on equipping clubs officials with tools and strategies to better manage their finances. Participants received guidance on budgeting, transparent financial reporting, and smarter resource allocation, all tailored to the specific needs of football clubs in Grenada. Carl Lee, General Secretary of the GFA, says the initiative is part of the association's broader commitment to building professionalism and sustainability within the sport. The GFA plans to roll out more capacity building programs to help clubs operate more effectively and promote greater transparency in football administration. With stronger financial practices in place, the GFA hopes to create a more competitive and resilient football environment across the country. And that's the sports at this time. We'll have more sports for you during our luncheon edition and, of course, in our prime time at 7. We look forward to that. Stay with us. The weather forecast is straight ahead. And folks, for the latest weather forecast, we join forecaster Tricia Miller at the forecast desk at the Morris Bishop International Airport. Good morning, Tricia.
Good morning to you and good morning to you listeners of GBN. It's a partly cloudy morning here at the airport. Winds are calm. Barometric pressure 10.9 millibars, which is below the mean, but it's rising. Present temperature 27.4 degrees Celsius. Relative humidity 79%. Yesterday's maximum temperature was 31.6 degrees Celsius, and the minimum temperature last night was 24.3 degrees Celsius. No rainfall was recorded here at the MBIA over the past 24 hours, hence the total for the month remains at 56.6 millimeters. Now the public forecast valid for today and tonight for Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. The weather is expected to be partly cloudy with light showers. Winds northeasterly to southeasterly at 8 to 18 miles per hour, becoming variable to calm at times. Today's maximum temperature is expected to get up to 30.5 degrees Celsius. Seas moderate, waves 4 to 6 feet in open waters. Tides will be high around 10 a.m. and low about 5 p.m. Sunset this evening at 6:20. Sunrise tomorrow morning at 5:51. So just to recap, the weather is expected to be partly cloudy with light showers. From the Met Office, Tricia Miller.
Thank you very much, Tricia. Have yourself a wonderful day now.
Thanks, same to you.
And folks, the weather forecast came to you with the kind compliments of Rennick and Thompson Company Limited.
Keeping up with the kids' growth spurts might mean time for a bigger fridge. Don't worry, at Quartz, we've got you. Need to upgrade your home? Get new arrivals in dining. Plus, buy more and save more on bedroom sets and get an additional 10% on credit purchases of any bedroom set. Want quality products that provide value at the best prices backed by full warranty? We've got you. Plus, shop today and pay later with Quartz Ready Finance. Whatever you need, we've got you. Only at Quartz, bringing value home.
6 minutes gone past the 7 o'clock. To end the news, a recap of the headlines. A 29-year-old charged with non-capital murder after a weekend accident. In the region, the political tension rises as Petal and Roberts fires back at former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley. Internationally, Catholics are mourning the death of Pope Francis. And in sports, Grenada's 2025 Carifta team to receive grand welcome this morning. And that has been the morning edition of news for today, Tuesday, April 22nd, 2025. On behalf of the entire news department, I am Gordon Joseph, thanking you for listening, wishing you a productive day, and extending the invitation to you to stick and stay with the network because we are with you anywhere and everywhere.
Grenada is indeed beautiful and worth exploring. We firmly believe that you should be allowed to do so. Why not explore Grenada with James Services Corp Off-Road Tours? Whether you decide to explore Grenada with your family, spouse, or large group of friends, we are ready to welcome you. Our tours are guaranteed to leave you with wonderful memories of Grenada if you are visiting and excitement if you live here. Book a tour with us now by visiting our website www.jamessvcs.com. Call 1473-442-3769 or email info@jamessvcs.com. James Services Corp Off-Road Tours.
I am Dennis James Williams, owner and director of James Services Corp. Looking forward to welcoming you to the beautiful island of Union to explore with James Services Corp Off-Road Tours. See you soon.
Explore our beautiful island of Grenada from an angle that is unique and off-road, but equally fun. We are 100% family-friendly tours.
How am I supposed to finish cooking like this? I wonder if climate change is behind all these water shortages. Time to think about the future. It's really time to invest in a proper water storage tank, you know. What water tanks you guys have available?
We have 450 gallons for a family of 3, 800 gallons for a family of 5, and 1,000 gallons for a family of 7. Purchasing any of these tanks will ensure that you have enough water stored.
Don't be like me and wait until you're out of water. Be smart. Be prepared. Invest in a proper water storage tank today.
Need to install or repair your plumbing? We've got you covered. Whether you're setting up a new washing machine, replacing a leaking faucet, or fixing that pesky dripping pipe, the Plumbing Supply Store is your go-to place in Grenada. We offer a wide range of plumbing products to make both new installations and maintenance a breeze. Our shelves are stocked with top quality products including pressure and waste fittings. And if you've been struggling with blocked drains, have you heard of Melt? This powerful drain-on blocker liquid is a game changer, designed to prevent and clear blockages, making it ideal for hairdressers dealing with clogged wash sinks. We also carry a wide selection of repair kits and replacement parts to bring new life to old plumbing fixtures. Visit us today on the Woodlands Main Road or call 444-1377 for expert advice, top-notch products, and a warm welcome. At the Supply Store, we do everything plumbing.
Heritage Theatre presents Breaking Out, the Grenada Love Story, featuring Robert White and Lisa Grappi, written and directed by Chris DeRiggs.
But I still love you, Richie.
You love me and your heart in me. 4 big performances, Saturday 24th and Sunday 25th May at the Grenada Trade Center, Saturday 31st May and Sunday 1st June at Deluxe Cinema in Grenville. Showtime 7 p.m. sharp.
He's the love of my life, Auntie. You have to marry a man for other things besides love, child.
Get your tickets at Mitchell's Pharmacy in Grandance, Gittins Health and Wellness Wall Street, Gabriel's Pharmacy Pedmata, St. David Pharmacy, St. Andrew Pharmacy, Art and Soul Boutique at Spiceland Mall, 3B's Shoe Store, and GoToFed.com. Breaking Out. Come out and enjoy Grenadian theater at its best.
This ad compliments Classic Lighting Caribbean.
Get ready, Grenada. The Maggie King of the Grill is back and bigger than ever. On Saturday, June 7th, Monroe's playing field transforms into the ultimate battleground for grill masters. Think you got what it takes? Then fire up those grills and show your skills. Registration closes Friday, April the 11th, so don't miss your chance to compete for that sizzling prize and bragging rights. It's food, fun, and flavor, all powered by Maggie. To register, call 407-8458. Maggie King of the Grill, where flavor rules. See you there.
just like a freestyle. The lifeblood flowing mile by mile. It's legacy, a beat that don't stop like Bob Marley say. One love on top. BCUH water out of sight, but it's always wrong. Don't lose the light. From factories and wells so deep. Corals, mangroves and fish they weep. Grey water for the garden, keep it green. Save the cash and the earth gets clean. We use the water with a mindful mind. It's out of sight but never far behind. In nature, the answers always flow. Like water running pure, the cycle grows. It renews itself, same drop, same beat. It's all good, man, you got the heat. Water flow. No clean water, no vibes we grow. Protect our water, protect our future.
Time to go.
All right, it's 14 minutes gone past 7 o'clock. Good Tuesday morning. I almost said Wednesday again. And this morning, I am joined by a brother from another mother or father.
Both of them.
Robert White is with me in the studio. Good morning, Robert. As you know, they've got this big play coming up. Robert, good morning. How was your weekend?
Good. I got a chance to relax, get some much needed relaxation.
Okay.
Right, so I really did appreciate the long weekend for that reason.
Okay, for some reason. Okay. All right, let's try that.
Yeah, I was saying that I really did get a chance to enjoy the long weekend because I got some much needed relaxation.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm tired, man.
It could be tiring sometimes.
My best friend was my bed for the weekend.
Okay.
Yeah, I hardly
There's a question I wanted to ask you as you say that, but I won't ask you.
Not here.
Okay. So, how was it? It's Heritage, right?
Heritage
Theatre.
Yes.
I was getting mixed up the last time. I got myself in a whole set of problems calling the wrong name with associated. So,
right. We are Heritage Theatre.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so what has Heritage Theatre been up to?
Well, we're actually now in rehearsals for the staging of Breaking Out. It actually is a production we have done before, but the message in that play is so universal and so timeless that we figured it was useful to restage the play. And obviously, whenever you stage a production, there are persons who didn't get a chance to see it. I mean, no matter how much time you stage it,
we don't have facilities here big enough to accommodate all the people.
Well, that too, but quite frankly, people's schedules don't always allow them to be able to connect with the production at the time it's happening. So unfortunately, there's always some people who can't make it. So we are hoping that these persons who didn't see it from the previous staging we get an opportunity to come and join us this time around. You don't want to miss it.
Okay. And before we get into the intricacies of Breaking Out, Heritage Theatre, there seems to be a bond. There's a level of cohesiveness with the members that even if you all are not constantly in production and rehearsal, but there seems to be that bond. How long has Heritage been in organization?
And you're right. That is one of the things that is responsible for that bond you refer to. The fact that we have enjoyed many years together. Heritage started in 1989 with founding members like Christopher DeRiggs, Asqui Duncan, who is now deceased.
Yeah, my good friend.
Halim Abdulwali. Christine Claxon, unfortunately now deceased as well. But the group started with those persons. And with the exception of the persons who are deceased, the other folks are still around. and still involved, not
From
just
89.
around. From 89.
Wow.
Persons like myself came late 89, early 1990, I think it was. 1990, I joined the theater company. I was able to connect with them for the very first production, but not the very first staging of the production.
Oh, okay.
And then, afterwards, they had persons like Dillian Walters and so who joined. And these folks are still together. We're still together. When Bob, came over, and I'm saying came over because we used to be involved with family theater for a while. And then he joined Heritage Theater and has actually, he took up residence, full-time occupancy.
And he can't send him
back. The core of the theater company, no, we won't send him back. the core of the theater company has been together for eons. And we like what we do. We share a similar passion, and we like each other. Right? We like each other. We are great friends.
That formula works.
Oh yes, it has worked. And I mean that doesn't mean we don't have quarrels, siblings quarrel but the bond.
Yeah.
We'll have tearing down times, sometimes where we differ on opinions and so on. So
But having said that, Robert, even if there's a quarrel, eventually ending up like a player to y'all. You're saying that comes in my mind.
That's the imagery I create.
Yes.
No, the truth is we disagree. But we have always agreed that disagreeing is healthy. We don't get disrespectful despite the fact that we disagree. The respect is always there and the love is always there. But we disagree. We have our tearing down times. But that has kept us together. That passion for theater, that oneness has kept us. So we've toured extensively. I mean, in recent times, we're probably not as active on the touring scene, but there was a time every year we traveled. And that has kept the theater company together. A good team of people.
Right.
Brethren and sister in the theater.
Yeah, that's helped. In your opinion, like you said, you've been involved in that since 1989 into 90. What got you into that aspect of theater?
Well, I was speaking, when I spoke of that time period, it was with reference to being involved with Heritage Theater. But I remember being on stage as early as 87, which is well over 50 years ago. Right? And from the very first time I went on stage, I was actually just given an opportunity to go on stage. I was in Boy Scouts, and they were doing a production, concert as we used to call it.
Yeah.
Right?
School concert.
School, yeah. Yes. And then in the Anglican School in Satis. And Trevor Hutchinson, a.k.a. Peter Lou, everybody knows him as Peter Lou, was a scout master. And he gave me a role of this old village villain. Standing up by the standpipe on a Sunday morning and raising ladies' dresses when they go to church. I look back at it now and say, what an introduction to the theater itself. But, somehow there was an excitement, there was a degree of satisfaction that I got from being on stage, and I never looked back. Of course, there are periods in my life when I wasn't as active. Depending on whether or not the school I went to had a theater outfit or so. But since 1990, I've been with Heritage Theater, and I will be on stage for as long as God gives me breath.
Even if you can't walk, you'll go in a wheelchair.
Yeah. They just had to write a role where somebody in the hospital in a wheelchair and on stage. Yeah, that's the degree of passion and excitement that I get from being involved in the theater. I've always said, and I say it here again, that the only thing that feels better than being on stage and seeing the audience enwrapped in what you're doing is having an orgasm.
Okay.
That's the only thing that feels better.
Right.
Right? And I say that with the sincerest
of hearts. Okay.
Right.
I feel you. Yeah. I feel you. Having said that, you could literally say that theater is in your chromosomes.
Yes, man.
Right?
I mean, not just in my DNA, my whole alphabet.
What would you say is the state of theater in Grenada? Are you seeing, in your traversing across the country, because you're a traveled man, right? And I'm talking locally. Do you think that when your era transitions, you think there are younger folks that can fill that void? Are you seeing that passion? Are you seeing that direction, that trajectory?
No.
Okay.
Unfortunately. No, not that there are not people involved. But what I would like to see is a greater numbers of people involved. So, for example, I don't think there's enough. You see, there must be the platform from which, or the springboard from which persons can get involved in the theater. I told you I was in Scouts, age 7, right? That needs to be the period where you get people excited, right? Not everybody who started at age 7 with me is still involved. As a matter of fact, when I look back, I'm the only person from that era. But at least I can't associate my involvement with getting on stage
from the
early.
Scouts, yeah.
And I think that we need to capture our children at that level, at that period in their life. Create a platform where every school should have a theater outfit, right? Where every school should be involved, give children the opportunity to showcase their talent, be it, and I'm speaking specifically in theater now, but I think that we should have the music should be involved, teach them wire bending so that they can eventually evolve into persons in the carnival costume creation kind of thingy. Right, maybe not just for locally, but for the region as well. Harness the energies of our young people, so that they can be very productive citizens, not necessarily just sitting in an office, right. Not necessarily just being a bus driver or getting involved in the fishing industry, but we create through the creative arts other areas of engagement that could eventually, be a full-time jobs where they could actually earn and take care of themselves.
Can be a career. And I'm happy that you use that phrase, the creative industry. I am seeing currently that there's a push for the creative arts. There's a desk set up for it, and a whole lot of incentives are being dished out. People are motivated to get involved and so forth. But there's something that is fundamentally lacking. I mean, we come out from almost the same era, all right? Not far apart. And I remember as a little boy growing up, in school on Friday afternoons, we had these cultural segments where I remembered Miss Ramdani coming to teach us singing, and I would never forget that. She had a little stick, like an iron thing, and she would knock it to get our tone or key or whatever you call it. I remembered Miss Margaret Charles. She was Charles then, she's now Vivek. She would come with her box guitar, and we would have singing and dancing on afternoons and so forth. And then it gravitated into the churches. I remember as a little boy growing up, every Christmas we had Christmas play in the church, and so forth. But that seems to have died.
So you see again the point of reference. The schools, by extension the church too, but the school, because we need to capture, the creative energies of our young people at a specific time when they're still interested.
Young people when they're young.
Yes.
When the young people are young.
When you let them get, especially now with the social media. No, I'm not saying that there shouldn't be social media, but when you look at the pool that they get from this, once you give them a phone. Yeah, you kind of would have lost them. Yeah, unless you would have had created that spark, or fuel that spark.
So they would use this social media to harness what their passion is already.
Let me tell you what I don't see. I don't see, for example, I have a quattro that I play. Every so often, in the moonlight, I'll go and I'll sit down and turn by myself. I wish the children in the village would come around and sing a song with me or learn something. Sometimes that don't even interest them. Yeah. But when I was growing up, and I'm not suggesting for a moment that we shouldn't have changed, but when I was growing up, all these created an opportunity for engaging in the art, and I guess would have actually set the platform, the basis for my excitement and my passion and my interest, which has continued up to now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we've gone through that historic part. It is what it is now.
It is what it is.
Tell us about Breaking Out now.
So Breaking Out, and I'd like to actually read a piece from the writer's impression, the synopsis of the play. Right, Breaking Out is a love story. Right, two people, Richard and Elaine, Dwayne and Louisa. They actually they reflect different periods of their life. So Richard and Elaine, would be the adult who would have actually, been Dwayne and Louisa at the younger part of their life. They fall in love only to have their love and marriage tested by two disasters. One was man-made, the other one was a natural disaster. Very interesting concept, right? And events force the couple to confront the timeless question of what true love really is. What are the limits of giving and sacrificing in the name of love, right? Of course, add to that social and political events that trap them into a state of mutual imprisonment. And I like that. Social and political events trap them into a state of mutual imprisonment. So they're both in prison. Yeah. Right? One politically. Yeah. Right? One socially.
And you need to specify prison here doesn't necessarily mean the four walls up at Richmond Hill.
Great, I'm glad you picked that up. Because one was actually within the four walls of Richmond Hill. The other was in that self-imposed prison.
Psychological imprisonment, yeah.
And how did that play off? In the end, they have to make fateful decisions in a period when time was running out. There are persons who would come to this production and see their life story.
Some would cry.
Played out. Of course, we have had persons who cried. Because the story is actually true story. That is a true, authentic Grenadian experience being played out on stage.
Okay.
Right?
So a lot of folks who would be at the event could identify with it one way or the other.
Remember I said we did the play before, so this is our restaging.
All right.
And there are persons who came up to us afterwards and said, thank you, because what they experienced in their similar, when the story was happening, they never, how should I say it? They never realized or never got an opportunity for somebody else to tell their story, right? And to delve into the pain and the trauma and the dilemma that they experienced as a result, and the decisions that they had to make. In some cases, decisions that they wish they did not have to make. But as life evolved and unfolded, some things were, you're kind of against the wall.
Yeah. As we say, life happened.
Life happens. Yes. So sometimes even when life happens, then people have their own opinions and they view you in a way, without actually walking your walk, without actually, have their feet in your shoe. And sometimes people pontificate and make judgments and so. Right?
That's a common thing. Everyday thing. That's the life.
that in a nutshell is the production. I mean, I really would like to say more, but I can't say more without giving
the whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So, how many stagings are you having this time?
4. So we're doing 2 nights in St. George and 2 nights in St. Andrew. So we'll be at the Trade Center on the 24th and the 25th of May. And then we're in Grenville, the Deluxe Cinema, on the 31st of May and the 1st of June. Okay. Right? Grenville people, we listen to you. Right? I know the folks from Grenville at one time used to stretch them out when they see me because, all you only doing the show in town and all you stop coming Grenville. Well, we have taken the last production we had, which was Spice Laugh Festival. We took it to Grenville and we had a bumper turnout. Not that the turnout was the issue, but the logistics. But we have decided that whatever the logistics are, we're going to make it happen. So we are coming to Grenville for 2 shows, the 31st of May and the 1st of June. So Grenville, we heard you. And I'm speaking to not just Grenville, but people in this St. David's environs, and I'm speaking to people in St. Patrick and St. Mark who may find it difficult to come to town, but find it a little easier to go Grenville.
Yeah. Well, hear this. When Robert was a little boy and he used to come and watch his two uncles, Darius and Timpo, singing on stage in the cinema in Sotes, I remembered him coming and tell me, Uncle Darius, when I grow up, I want to be on stage doing as all you. I advised him to, he never will, I advised him as to how to do it, and up to now, he never tell me thanks. He's too ungrateful. The fat man in Caribs will gain your word. Darius, morning.
Every time I hear that, I realize it's me good uncle. Morning, Uncle Darius. That's the first time in my life I call him Uncle Darius. No, but we good. We good.
And he put in on weight, you know?
No, leave the man alone. If he put on with the wallet.
I remember Darius and I, we were traveling together once, you know, and when they computerized the scale, you know, he on the scale answered, put up your next foot, put up your next foot.
Darius gonna sing a song on you.
He better do that. He better do that. Okay, so very interesting. I'm happy. As we head into the wrap, right? For the development and continuity of theatre, there are certain must-dos, and one of them is creating the venues for this kind of thing. I was hopeful that by now the cultural center in Seamoon would have been up and running, because it is said that it is being built to accommodate all that, and not just in Seamoon but around. We need venues. I mean, you go into this deluxe cinema in Grenville and a lot of people would get left out still because of the seating capacity.
And I we still need to applaud the Ramdanis for keeping a venue, still creating the opportunity for a venue.
As small as it is.
As small as it is. Now, of course, the place used to be bigger, but they have had to, for economic and other reasons, I guess, trim down the size of the cinema to a maximum of 300 persons. But at least there's a venue where 300 persons can be accommodated, you know, and still leads to one that allows you to do a production pretty decently.
Okay.
But on the issue of other venues, we still need in Grenada here, and I mean, I don't know what it is that usually cause or has caused up to date the tardiness in which we get to that point where we have proper venues. I mean, again, I spoke in Grenville of Ramdanis. I want to say hats up to Ricky Bido, who has been offering yeoman service with the Trade Center.
Yeah.
The Trade Center is multi-purpose. So we can't get the kind of seating arrangements and all of that would, works well for theater, amphitheater style and so. But Mr. Bido has spent and invested, to make sure that the songs are okay, to make sure that the acoustics are okay, despite the size of the venue and despite the fact that it's not necessarily designed for theater.
Yeah.
And it has worked, it has worked well. Now, I've performed on many stages around the world. In some cases, school auditorium. That has been way better than anything we have here. And I've always said Grenada, unfortunately, has not yet seen the best of heritage theatre. Unfortunately.
Because of the venues.
Absence of proper venues. Because I've seen it time and time again, and I've made that point time and time and again as well. Whenever we travel and we get the venue where everything synchronizes, where your acoustics are to the max, where your songs, where I've literally whispered on stage
and heard it
at the back of the audience, so you don't have to shout, you can just be, right?
And even the layout of the stage and everything for the roll on and roll offs and
the kind of stage support that you get, the professionalism that the approach to it. We have quite a distance to go here, but it starts with proper venue. It starts with the commitment from the powers that be, because it's a huge undertaking in terms of financial cost, and very cost extensive, financially extensive. So it follows that the government we should take that lead. And again, we say they're working on Seamoon, but there should be other areas, right? St. David has come up for mention as a possible venue, some place in St. David.
I'll build a place in St. David,
Right. Yeah. But when we do, and I'm saying when we do have those venues, what we will definitely see is a surge in the craft, right, of the people in the creative industry, because we will definitely be operating from the benefit of those kind of support systems that help to improve your craft.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's another conversation that we'd have to have.
Well, yes, I agree. But it's needed now more than ever as a state as an emergency.
As
an emergency.
It's life saving.
You see, the creative industries, Gordon, creates opportunities, or it harbors opportunities for so many different vocations and persons who can make their living from that. We see the people on stage, the actors, and we figure that's all there is. But what about the stage managers? What about the other support hands? What about the songs people, the lights people, the makeup artists, right? The promotion people. I mean, there's so many different areas.
It's an industry all by itself.
I was told one time that Rihanna was traveling with a team of 40 people. 40. She makeup artist, she nutritionist, she this, she that, the other, she nail tech.
And she alone not performing, She has 40 people.
An entourage of 40 people.
Yeah.
Right? No, these are 40 people getting paid on the strength of one performer. Right?
And all that is encompassed in the costing for the performance.
Well, of course, because if you want me, that's what I come with. That's me.
That's me. Yeah.
40 plus 1, the 41 of us is me.
Yeah.
Right. And it worked well. She is a billionaire today. Right. Yeah. I would love to see us reach to the stage where.
And we have the talent, huh?
We do have the talent.
We have it. We're not bankrupt for talent in Grenada.
I'd love to see us get to the stage where, just as how we push Olympics, just as how we pushed, just had character games, and I'm excited about these. I'm excited about these accomplishments.
Yeah.
But I know we have within our 110,000 populace, we have enough persons that can eventually ascend to probably some international status that would redound to the benefit of Grenada and would inspire, in the same way as Kirani James have now inspired a set of other persons, and because to be right. There will be a mass movement of other persons aspiring to bring their talent to the fore, so that they can be the next batch of persons, and hopefully somebody would get to international status. We only need one to start with.
And the thing about it, there's a plethora of young people there that just waiting to burst in the seams.
Yes,
we have. Yes. I mean, it's. I always say that here. Just talking the creatives now, I try to do it every week, every day of the week, right? If I decide I'm gonna stay in the calypso genre, we have enough calypsos. If I decide I'm going in R&B, so Nika and them, we have a whole, we have it, and now our eyes are being opened. I mean, I continuously say thank God for the vision that they had to start the creative desk, and a whole lot of monies are being pumped into it, and so forth. But we need the supporting infrastructures in place.
We do. Until then, I can promise you and promise the nation that Heritage Theatre Company will continue to do our best with the limited resources that we have, and I'm not just talking financial resources now, I'm speaking infrastructure and otherwise. We'll continue to do our best because we love what we do, because we believe that there is a space for what we do, and it creates in all of us the excitement and sense of fulfillment that we get on a daily basis from doing what we do. So we'll continue. And that's why we still with breaking out. That's why we had Spice Laugh last year. That's why we try to do something every year. Right?
Yeah.
So let me tell the persons, our listeners, where we're gonna get tickets and so on.
Not only listeners, and viewers too.
Viewers and listeners.
Yeah.
The tickets are $60, which is reasonably priced. Right. Interestingly, I remember, and I still have tickets from the early shows, $10.
Yeah.
In those days, a budget of $3,000 would get you to do a show.
No, you have to have 100 plus.
No, you can't do a production with under a budget of 45,000. And I'm making that point because people need to know. Sometimes they figure, okay, they'll watch the cost of the ticket and feel, oh, they're making so much money.
Yeah.
You need to budget at least $45,000, right, to do a production and do it well. Right? And we want to thank the persons who have been in our corners for all the years, the sponsors and so. We want to thank Ricky Bido. The trade center is ours.
Yeah,
ours.
Yeah.
You know, imagine we have rehearsals, and I want to make this point because I want to give people their flowers while they're alive.
Yeah.
We have rehearsals at the trade center free of cost.
And there's a cost for having the rehearsal.
Well, of course, there's a cost.
The AC has to be on the electricity.
Well, you speak about AC. We used to be rehearsing downstairs, sometime on the stage. Ricky Bido has given us now his office. You know, his office is pretty big, right? To rehearse, we have that place free of cost and air condition. We rehearse in air condition comfort. It's not a boast.
No,
I'm just making the point to show how the assistance we get from some quarters, and I'm singling out Ricky Bido for his unwavering support to Heritage Theatre Company. I know he assists a lot of other organizations and so, but I'm speaking primarily of what we get. And that's why the Trade Center is our home.
Yeah.
Right? Tickets are $60. You can get them at the usual outlets, you know, the St. David's Pharmacy, Calico in Grenville, and Soteres. You can also get it at the Gittins, right? Gittins Pharmacies, Guave, Grenville, and the one in St. George, Mitchell Pharmacy, down Grand Dance, Art and Soul. And, of course, from members of Heritage Theatre Company. So there are quite a number of opportunities in terms of locations where you can get your tickets. They're $60, and we want to ask you to please, you know, we invite you to purchase your ticket early, so that you know you don't run the risk of when there is the show that you, especially for the Grenville persons, because remember there's limited seating, 300 persons per show. So unlike a trade center that can easily accommodate about 1,000 persons full capacity, Grenville is 300. So persons in Grenville, try and get your tickets early.
Okay.
Right.
And the dates again for both Grenville and St. George?
24th and 25th of May for the Trade Center, and the cinema in Grenville 31st of May and the 1st of June.
Okay.
So you're straddling the mountain there.
Okay.
31st of May and 1st of June.
Okay.
Right. We start in 7 o'clock nightly. There's one time we used to start 8, but 8 cannot late now. We become old people and we need to go to bed early.
Yeah. Right.
You agree with me on that? Yes, you
when it comes from you, you don't know how to lie. You don't know how to lie. You don't know how to lie. And what final question? What's the average length of the production?
2.5 hours, including intermission and so.
Okay.
Yeah, we try to keep our productions within that time span, because we believe that's when you actually have people's full attention.
Yeah, you don't want it boring.
If it goes
and
beyond that, you run the risk of some people getting uncomfortable, okay. And so yeah.
All right. Well, Robert and the Team Heritage, all the best. I know it will be well attended, and we look forward to more venues being created and utilized so that we can keep that sector alive, the theater sector, and all the best.
Yep, and I want to say a pleasant morning to my brothers and sisters in Heritage Theatre here. I know some of you are actually listening. Thank you for your friendship. Thank you for your engagement and involvement in this journey over the years. And we will do much more as long as God continue to bless us with life and health and strength to do it.
Thank you, Robert. Folks, that's it. Breaking Out, it's coming on next month, later next month.
Yeah,
next month. And one rolls into the 1st of June at Grenville. So get your tickets $60 at the regular outlets and go and support local theater. We take a break. We'll be back after these messages. Don't you go anywhere.
Heritage Theatre presents Breaking Out, the Grenada Love Story, featuring Robert White and Lisa Grappi, written and directed by Chris DeRiggs.
But I still love you, Richie.
You love me and you're hard in me. 4 big performances, Saturday 24th and Sunday 25th May at the Grenada Trade Center, Saturday 31st May and Sunday 1st June at Deluxe Cinema in Grenville. Showtime 7 p.m. sharp.
He's the love of my life, Auntie. You have to marry a man for other things besides love, child.
Get your tickets at Mitchell's Pharmacy in Grand Anse, Gittins Health and Wellness Wall Street, Gabriel's Pharmacy Pedmata, St. David Pharmacy, St. Andrew Pharmacy, Art and Soul Boutique at Spiceland Mall, 3B's Shoe Store, and GoToFed.com. Breaking Out. Come out and enjoy Grenadian theater at its best.
This ad complements Classic Lighting Caribbean.
Attention all divers, snorkelers and underwater enthusiasts. Effective May 15th, 2025, all visitors to the renowned Mullinair Underwater Sculpture Park will be required to pay a small fee of US $3.50 or EC $10 per person. These fees are essential to support the ongoing maintenance and repairs of the sculptures, as well as the development of new features to ensure the park remains a world-class attraction. Payment can be made through the Grenada Tourism Authority's online payment portal, available on the Pure Grenada website, www.puregrenada.com. We thank you for your support in enhancing this extraordinary underwater product. This announcement is brought to you by the Grenada Tourism Authority and the Ministry of Tourism, dedicated to protecting and conserving Grenada's resources for the enjoyment of all.
Mobility, a common theme woven into the very fabric of human history. From ancient wanderers to modern explorers, our instinct to move, to seek something greater, and to grow has always driven us forward. Imagine a journey into pathways of boundless opportunities and endless possibilities. A collective future where the vibrant rhythms of the Caribbean, rich culture, and welcoming community create unforgettable experiences. Beyond citizenship by investment, we believe in our collective investment of time, resources, and energy that fosters innovation, creates jobs, and enriches lives, driving the growth of an entire nation. The Investment Migration Agency Grenada boasts over a decade of exceptional service and remains committed to guiding you toward global mobility and economic freedom through investment. Your journey becomes our shared story of progress and prosperity. This is an invitation to be part of something greater, something enduring. Begin your journey at imagrenada.gd. IMA Grenada. Unlock the possibilities.
Looking to shop online from your favorite stores like Amazon and Shein? With GPC Global, it's never been easier. Get your very own US address and shop from around the world. With GPC Global, you can order the latest trends and must-have items, all delivered straight to Grenada to your closest post office for your pickup. We offer the cheapest rates, and our service is reliable and quick. No more waiting for weeks for your packages. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. Join the Grenada Postal family today and start shopping smarter. Visit us online at www.grenadapostal.com or call us on 437-POST. That's 437-7678. GPC Global, your gateway to the world.
like this? I wonder if climate change is behind all these water shortages. Time to think about the future. It's really time to invest in a proper water storage tank, you know. What water tanks you guys have available?
We have 450 gallons for a family of 3, 800 gallons for a family of 5, and 1,000 gallons for a family of 7. Purchasing any of these tanks will ensure that you have enough water stored.
Don't be like me and wait until you're out of water. Be smart. Be prepared. Invest in a proper water storage tank today.
GBN presents the 2025 Maggie King of the Grill, Saturday, June 7th, Mon Rouge Plainfield from 11 a.m. Our partners, Maggie, the secret of great flavor, Grenada Distillers Limited, makers of Clark's Court, Grenada's #1 rum, Grenada Paper Products, makers of Cherish, Spring Soft, Harbour Bay, and Super Value Toilet Paper, and Royal, Quick and Easy, and Horizon Paper Towels, Budget Foods Inc., Classic Lighting, and Blue Bubbles PA Rental and Event Supplies. It's the 2025 Maggie King of the where flavor rules.
Coming up on Caribbean Passport TV, it is the Caribbean's newest road running event with a unique twist. Famous landmarks, ocean and eco activities. St. Lucia has it all. What are the don'ts when it comes to posting on social media? Next gen chefs, comfy accommodation. It's all next on this station.
GBN family, we've got a brand new home on Facebook and you need to be there. Follow us now on Facebook at Grenada Broadcasting Network -GBN. Stay updated with the latest news, sports, entertainment, and everything Grenada. Don't miss out. Like, follow, and share. Grenada Broadcasting Network. Stay informed. Stay ahead. First with the news. Fast with the updates.
Got something to share?
Call us at 440-1252.
WhatsApp 405-3052 or 407-8458.
Or email gbnnews@gbn.gd.
GBN News, first, accurate, voted #1.
All right, folks, it's 4 minutes away from 8 o'clock, and I'd like to thank Robert for dropping by and keeping us updated with Breaking Out. We have 4 minutes in which we can quickly have a conversation. Again, I want to extend the deepest condolences to all the Catholics on the passing of Pope Francis. Let's go to the telephone line. Good morning, caller.
Listen, good morning.
Yeah, you've got something in the back that's loud.
Sorry, hold on a minute. Yes.
Okay.
I am seeing that conversation that you and who was this, Robert?
Yes, Mr. Robert White.
It was a very interesting something was mentioned, and I think that a chance should be given the callers to be making point. Not, I don't agree with callers saying nonsense. There's one thing that was mentioned: scouting, and I wanted to say that if schools could have encouraged the young people today that find themselves just idling and doing all kind of nonsense, a lot could be learned from scouting. But again, when you have these kind of conversations, callers are not given the chance to express themselves. I agree, okay, you may be right at it, but at a time, let a caller have a chance to say something. You don't know what the caller is saying. I mean, I can't tell you how to run the program, but there are things that could be mentioned at even the Heritage Theatre, could encourage even the Ministry of Education. I mean, this is, I am thoroughly disappointed. Nevertheless, I'm glad that I've been given a chance to say something. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one. 2 minutes on to 8 o'clock. Good morning, Innocent. I'm not into social media, but this one I have to ask. Is there someone supervising or overlooking drains and walls in town? Months now, a man trying to do a drain in my area. Held up for months. Now he back with a very slender lady looking like she have dementia working. The big man sit down playing and... Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Good morning, Mr. Innocent. How are you?
I am alive and thankful.
Right. Well, I just called to support your what you're speaking about in the schools, because what we know in the 50s and 60s, all schools we used to have concert, we used to call it, and sometimes you have to pay when the concert is going to come. Whatever is the month, you have to pay a contribution of about 5 cents toward the concert, or you bring something to, make it, and you're getting a lot of talents on that. So we used to call that, what I just said, we used to have that in the school. Okay. So there's a great support and where you get that. Concert, we used to call that concert.
Right.
Right, back to this lady at the drain. I send you to Monroe to look at that road thing. You see the mistake they make, they can't even unfold it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The road, they should raise that road 6 inches higher to get what they want. The guy go and put the road, the level of the drain, he put the ending of the drain to the bottom where he's saying that is the bottom of the drain, the bank derail and all this kind of stuff. Big chaos. That road, as I tell you, it's supposed everything from the entrance, the first entrance to the back entrance, everything supposed to lift 6 inches and no sidewalk, everything same width because of the activities and the action of the cars flowing in and flowing out. Okay. So they reach to that end there and they reach a puzzle, and I talk to them, they say what? They have a plan. The only person I see have a plan there where they're building that drain is after you find the Olympic Center. Somebody made a part going in there. You could see they don't have a plan for the government, but they have an idea that if they have to build this drain, they don't have to go down, it's up, so they make the entrance higher. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Have a good one. Folks, it's 8 o'clock. This is where we've got to pull it. But I want to read this. I really want to. Okay, so good morning, Innocent. I'm not into social media, but this one I have to ask. Is there someone supervising or overlooking drains and walls in town? Months now, a man trying to do a drain in my area. What area is this? Okay, held up for months. Now he's back with a very slender lady looking like and she's working. The big man sit down playing on phone while the lady mixing concrete. Is that what we voted for? Come on, we need someone who love people, honest, and when we ask a question directly to them, we get honest answers. This one is an excuse maker and not a politician like she is a hater of people. Get it right or leave us alone, because you won't be able to come in front of we do a third time asking for votes. All right, and to that, you know what, let me just leave that there. Thanks for being a part of the program. Have a good one.